What is happening, Internet Kingwing here, and we're going to be talking about a very big spoiler for Black Adam, supposedly, allegedly. So if you don't want to be spoiled, well, don't watch this video, because I'm getting into it right now. So for years, fans have been pining over the return of a very big character in the DCEU. He was going to be replaced with a female counterpart in the Flash movie, and then she would get her own solo film. Now things have changed, and The Rock literally changed the hierarchy of the DC universe, supposedly. So, at the time of this video, it is not official that Henry Cavill is back as Superman. Although, to people's credit, images of Superman speaking with The Rock in the post-credit scene for Black Adam have been purged off the internet, from Twitter, from Facebook, all over the place, which adds some truth to their validity. You know, but at the time of this recording, which is around, I'd say 3 a.m. on October 5th, it can't be confirmed by anybody other than scoopers and people who've had their Twitter, basically people who've had their Twitter yeeted, who were dumb enough to actually post pictures of the scene. So what does the scene detail? Well, Superman shows up. He's not happy with The Rock's Black Adam because Black Adam is a ruthless person who kills a lot of people. In fact, a lot of people joke about the superhero kill count that we've had for Batman and Superman and other characters. Apparently, The Rock breaks that record and then some. This is a very violent, aggressive, and brutal character who rips the limbs off people and slaps them with it. Well, not really slap them. I mean, it's not a slapstick movie, but he does pull people's limbs off. People get like eradicated, like it's a Mortal Kombat fatality, blown up, chopped in half, all kinds of stuff. And somehow it got a PG-13 rating. That's the amazing thing. That's the Rock showmanship right there. So anyway, Superman shows up, and he's not happy with The Rock. And The Rock is just kind of there in this like dark, I guess you could say room or throne room or something like that. And Superman just says, "We need to talk, Black Adam." And the Superman theme plays all heroic-like. Superman's in a brand new bright blue and red costume that kind of looks like the Man of Steel suit, but not really. And it looks like the future is bright for Henry Cavill. Well, unless you're a Superman fan of Zack Snyder. In that case, you're wildin' out. Why you wildin' out? Well, because it's the wrong Superman theme for you. It's not the Zack Snyder Man of Steel theme, which to me is mid. I'm not a big fan of Zimmer's stuff. It's okay sometimes, but he always did his best work with that one guy from Batman Begins. But that's just me. You know, people have different tastes in music. I prefer more iconic film scores, like the Superman or Batman theme from the 80s and the 70s. So, you know, to each their own. But yes, the Superman theme plays very briefly, probably because of legal reasons. And it's only probably about 30 seconds to a minute in length. It depends on what scooper is talking about it or people have actually seen the movie. So yeah, but that's enough to cause Twitter to be all up in an upheaval over it. And it's actually very sad because what's happening is people are taking a very joyous moment and all they can do is complain about things that aren't happening with the character. They're upset that he's in the red and blue because they're interpreting this as Justice League is still a thing. And they don't like Superman's theme because they say it's not really relevant anymore. They also don't like Superman's costume because it's bright colors as opposed to dark, depressing colors that we saw in the Snyder universe. But apparently it works with the scene with Black Adam. So I don't really see a big problem with that. But the problem is entitled fandom. And I hate to say that the comic book media is right, but in regards, the Zack Snyder fan base really needs to shape up. Because I'm going to tell you guys, it had to be very difficult for The Rock to get Henry Cavill back because Warner Media didn't want Henry Cavill anymore. They wanted a woman to replace him, and they wanted a person of color to replace him because they feel that that character is too masculine. That's what supposedly one of the people involved with Warner Media who got the yeet said about certain male superheroes like Batman and Superman. And they didn't want that in their new shared universe. That's where the whole joke DCU came in, is because they were primarily going to focus on female heroes, try to beat the MCU to the punch, so to speak, before they can do an all-Avengers female movie, which probably is still going to happen. But there was a big polarizing shift with DC fandom with the Supergirl solo film, supposedly, and the Batgirl movie, which the Batgirl movie just really dived head deep into a female power trip. to the point where it almost became a parody film like Batman and Robin. So, yeah, that's kind of where the mindset was for the DCEO going forward. They were going to do female characters and sideline the male characters, the big ones. And that was going to be the focus. Instead of Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman for the Trinity, you'd have Batgirl, Wonder Woman, and Supergirl. Now, personally, I have no problem with the sidekicks, but I feel like the sidekicks need to be further established in movies with Superman and Batman before they get their own solo movie, and then I'm all for it. I don't mind. As long as Batman and Superman are around in the shared universe, go for it. Go nuts. They're Batman and Superman. That'd be like giving Robin a movie before Batman. You know? It just doesn't work. The sidekicks have a place in the Bat family and the Superman family, and as things kind of churn out, then, of course, do more stuff with them. Have Supergirl show up in Henry Cavill's Superman 2 if that ever happens. Fight Brainiac together. That would be epic. And then give Supergirl her own solo movie where she moves away from Metropolis. That would be interesting. You know? You're welcome, Warner Brothers. So, yeah, basically the fandom I think you guys just really need to shapen up a little bit. If Jay Olivia is saying bad things about you guys when he loves the Zack Snyder fandom, then you know that you've royally screwed up. And if Warner Brothers was hesitant to go back and work with Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot again, then I would say that the fandom kind of made them a little bit nervous. And Warner Media really didn't want anything to do with you guys, but they were the villain of the story, so they're gone now. So it doesn't matter. So don't pay attention to that. What I would challenge Zack Snyder fans is, no, it's technically not your Superman. Zack is not a Warner Brothers director anymore. It's not going to be the Hans Zimmer theme, which again is mid. But the important thing to walk away from this is Superman supposedly is back. And The Rock did change the hierarchy of power in the DC universe. He's a man of his word. So what can you do? Well, if you want more Superman, which basically this is reconfirming that he's back and will appear in The Flash, and is the DCEU Superman going forward. This was a big deal that they literally show him in person and have him have dialogue. It's not just a shadowy figure or a headless, character where you can imagine it being your favorite Superman. No, this is literally Henry Cavill as Superman going toe-to-toe with The Rock, or at least teasing it, and then the movie ends. That's what I've heard. That's what people have talked about, so it matches up. I've heard from at least 2 different people that The Rock has Superman in the movie, and Superman has a presence, and then appears at the end of the movie. So that's good enough for me. If it gets cut out of the film, based on, how people are being so polarized with it, that's on you guys. But after credit scene, still in the film, it's going to be cool, and, support it. You want more Superman? Support Black Adam. You want more Superman? Go watch The Flash. If this is a blockbuster success for Warner Brothers, then you will see more of Superman. Money talks, so to speak. So instead of complaining, for once, for the love of God, unite on something, DC fans, please. Okay? Because I'm really, really getting tired being a DC fan, because it's just, Dark Crisis sucks. They're going to kill Nightwing again, except this time it'll be permanent because they're going to use him to rebirth the whole DC comics industry or whatever. You would think I'd be more broken up about it, but DC Comics lately have just it's like watching a relative who has a horrible illness and they're going to go, and it's just painful to watch them go. So sometimes you just don't show up to the hospital to sit by their bedside. That's what DC Comics is to me. Even my favorite character is being killed off, and I'm just kind of like, well, he's going to appear in Gotham Knights, so I guess that's something. So yeah, just support your stuff. Support the stuff you love. If you don't want Henry Cavill in this, even though you campaigned for it, you're kind of a moron, because it was a miracle that he even came back. You have no idea the pushback involved in the industry to make it that Batman and Superman would no longer exist in a shared universe, except for standalone films that would have no connection to each other. So this is a huge win for your fandom. This is a huge win for Superman fans. And, take the W. Run with it. Enjoy it. Support Black Adam, and you'll get more Superman. But if the movie fails, that's it. I guarantee it. All right, so anyway, now I want to hear from all of you guys and gals. How do you feel about the DC fandom freaking out over Superman for the wrong reasons? Let me know in the comment section below. Or if you just don't care, don't say anything at all. It's fine. I'm very excited for the whole Gotham Knights stuff, even though the stuff I heard about the game is just kind of average. We'll probably see a lot of 6s and 7s for the game, but I promise you, I'm a man of my word. I'm doing exactly what I said I did. Red Hood uploads on this channel, Nightwing and Batgirl on the other channel, Tim Drake live streams on this channel. So there's going to be way too much Gotham content over the next probably 3 months. Maybe longer. I don't know. I love the Arkham games, but everything I'm hearing from people who've had hands on, it's just the game is good, but when you talk about Arkham and you try to compare it, it's not the same type of experience. It's not really triple A, it's more like double A, which double A is still cool. But anyway, that's it for me. Keep it locked here for more news on Batman in movies, TV, video games, and comics when they don't suck. All right, take care, people. See you later.